Okay, thank you. My name is Mariana Crasovan. I work at West University of Timișoara at Science of Education Department. We train students who want to become teachers for primary and pre-primary school. University has often been criticized for ineffective component of practicum training, or to be too theoretical and less practical. Now university in this world can prepare the best teachers, the best engineer, or the best doctor, because the world is complex and the market label are permanently changing. Training in higher education is just the starting point in the continuing professional development in any field. That's why we sustain the partnership between universities and companies. Why we need practical training? Practicum must be seen as a learning environment, the real world, not a theoretical one. During the practicum, student is in a double situation. Is a person who learned, and in the same time, tutors consider him as a professional in a field. Practicum training offers a possibility to clarify the option for one profession or another. That's why it's important to offer the students a large variety of opportunity, different institutions, different companies, and so on, not only one, because no university prepare for one firm or company or school. In our analysis, we started from analyzing the syllabus, analyzing the interviews with coordinators of practicum from both university and discussions with tutors. Practicum training is part of the obligatory curriculum in both university. The duration of practicum training is different. For teaching professor in Romania, we need almost 112 hours, 4 hours per week, 1 year, and for the technical specialization, the median is 45 hours, 2 semesters, 3 years. Okay. The person who are involved in developing the practicum activities are coordinators from universities, students, and tutors from schools or companies. There are some differences between the didactic profile and technical one because of specificity of the profession. All know that didactic profession is not very well paid, and the activity is not so high. Differences from technical one, where the company offer good salary and the possibility of development is bigger. There are agreements between university and schools. One problem is the lack of money and the difficulty to pay the tutors or mentors from school. In my university, the coordinator from universities goes to school. Sometimes they're looking for partner school on their own, supervise the students, assess them together with tutors and mentors. Usually they have a little experience. The coordinators of practicum are little experienced, are young, and so on. The school doesn't have the possibility to employ the best students after graduation, because in Romania they have to pass a national exam, and in a private sector, the companies can immediately employ the students. Regarding the technical practicum training, firms are interested in human resources. They offer jobs to the best students even from their initial training, and employ them immediately after their graduation. But I have one question. What happened with the other student, not to the best one? With all 5 of the best students, what happened with others? Where they are going? Firms are interested in establishing partnerships with university, because it's a matter of portfolio, it's a matter of recognition. Former students who have private firms continue to collaborate with university and offer students the possibility to have practicum training. Sometimes The students only have to make the proof that they were in an institution and is their portfolio. In this case, they find themselves in a situation to find their own institution, who take care more or less of them. The competencies included in the syllabus in both profiles are transversal regarding working in a team, communication with peers or superiors, and specific competencies related to the field. There are no specific connection with another subject from the curricula. The role of coordinator is to organize a practicum in technical specialization, to explain the rules and to assess at the end of the semester. Often the coordinator is not paid, so his role is only at the beginning, at the end of the process. He didn't control the process during that process in companies, the coordinator from university. Tutors are a person with experience from institutions. Most of them haven't formal experience in working with adults. They are good professors, they are good engineers, but have no experience in working with adults. The quality of supervising students depends on motivation, disponibility, and abilities of tutors. The partnership between universities and institutions need to be improved. Practicum training of students is sometimes seen as an extra work for tutors in generally. There are no clear expectations from tutors or from coordinators. There are dysfunction in communication between universities and institutions. It's a reality in my institution. Regarding the didactic profession, assisting the teacher in discussion, the main activities are assisting the teachers, teaching around 5 hours. In Romania, with 5 hours teaching, you can be a teacher, not a good one, but a teacher. Observing and interacting with children, familiarizing with few aspects and the complexity of this profession. In technical profession, I noticed observing the specific activity, familiarizing with production process, with ways of organizing the firm and realizing some procedures. As I saw in the last presentation, each company introduced the students in the specificity of their work. Regarding the assessment is based on portfolio most of the time, a collection of materials, study cases, projects, observation grids, and sometimes appreciations from tutors. The assessment takes place in university and is made by the coordinator of practicum. In the teaching profession is involved the tutors too. And suggestions, practicum need to be improved. For graduate students are one of the most valuable experience in the whole university study. We developed research to our ex-students, and they appreciate a lot the practicum experiences. We need to establish a partnership with different institutions, not only one, creating in each university of a bank of partners for practicum training, and the students have the opportunity to choose depending on his interesting abilities and so on. Another aspect important from my point of view is training the tutors or the mentors from institutions, mentors from schools and tutors in company. I don't know, I don't know if in companies somebody is trained to do this or not. Reorganizing the concept of practicum and the syllabus by involvement of teachers from university, tutors from different institutions, developing formal mentoring programs for initial training, and why not formal training for the debut period, because we have a problem. A lot of teachers leave the profession in the first 3 years, and as I saw from Continental presentation, a lot of new employers leave the company after 2 or 3 years. Increasing the number of hours in the curricula for practicum training, creating opportunities for voluntary activities, creating learning communities between institutions, universities, and students. That's my presentation. Thanks, Professor Nanu. And if you have questions,